Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video today, I'm going to show you how to draw lips. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure to comment down what you think of this video. So what I have right now is this horizontal line. It will divide the top and the bottom lip, and then these two end marks will indicate the edges of the mouth. And then this vertical line right here is pretty much just to show me where the middle is. I'm gonna go ahead and speed this video up and draw in the basic shapes of the mouth, and then I'll explain what I did. First of all, I used an HB pencil that is just a harder lead, so it'll help you erase easier. And then I drew in this bottom line right here for the bottom lip, and then up here I drew in this line just to line up these little humps right here and get this little dip. And then I drew in the sides of the top lip. And then usually for the bottom lip, it comes up right here over the horizontal line, and it comes back down, it comes back up, and just goes out to the edge of the mouth. And then for the top lip, it's different for everyone. For this lip, it's an arch, but for other people, it could be a little dip right here in the middle. And so that's for the top lip. And then one other thing that I wanted to explain is that on the edge of the mouth, it slightly curves down just a little bit on both sides. That's something I wanted to point out. Okay, so now we'll draw the teeth, and this is where the vertical line comes in handy. This will help you to make sure the teeth are lined up perfectly. So we'll just draw it down right here, come to the side, and sometimes this little hump right here will hide some of the tooth, but in this case it just barely touches it. And then it'll come back up over here, make this a little more round. And again with this tooth, make it come over here, and then it will just barely touch this hump right here as well. And then it'll come back up like that. So let me make that one a little farther over, and then erase that. So that looks like it should be good. You want to erase a little bit of that. The farther we get into this, the better it'll look. But as just a rough sketch, it may not look the best. Now I'm going to go ahead and erase the horizontal and vertical lines. And I did realize I wanted to add in a little bit of teeth on the side of the two front teeth, because you can see that too. But now you start shading it in. This is where it makes the lip pop out. So when we're talking about shading, you always want a light source, and generally the light source is coming from the top because the sun's on above you. And so the light source will generally be in this area, and then in this area right here, and then the rest of it, such as in the corners of the mouth, and then on the bottom part of the top lip, and then underneath the mouth is where the shading usually is. I'll go ahead and speed it up and then show you what I mean. Okay, so what I did is I grabbed an 8B pencil and then I just started shading in both top and bottom lips. And then I grabbed an 8B Mars Lumingraph Black. It's like a carbon pencil, so mixture of graphite and charcoal. And so I used that to get the darker areas. And then, as you might have seen, I started out with drawing in the charcoal areas. And I don't usually do that, but I did for this demonstration just to see what it was like, and I kind of like it, but I'll just stick with starting light first when I do draw. But anyway, so yeah, I shade in the darker areas on the bottom and part of the bottom lip, and then basically where the sun isn't hitting. So on the bottom part of the top lip, and then the bottom part of the bottom lip. And then from there you clean it up. You can use a kneaded eraser, that's what I'm using, along with a Tombow Mono Zero eraser. They're really nice, they're small. But you can clean it up once you get the shading. I'm not done with the shading yet, I just shown you what the general shading area is. But now I'll clean it up where it needs to be cleaned up. It's usually on the sides and right here, and then along up here. And then what I'll do after I clean it up is I will take the small eraser and then just take away this top line, because you don't usually see that top line up there. So I'll just go ahead and erase it like that. So then just brush that away. Be careful not to smear anything. But what I've been using is a makeup brush. They're really good to use if you want to smooth things down. It's really good to use. I just started using it like the other day. I like it a lot. But yeah, just keep on cleaning things up, and it really helps to use a reference photo. But if you want, you can make the drawing or whatever you're drawing, you can make it up if you want, or use a reference photo. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, just continue cleaning up until it looks decent, and then I'll show you the next step. Next thing you want to do is just make the corners darker, and that just helps the drawing pop out more. The more contrast you put into a drawing, the more it pops out. But you don't want to add too much contrast. Just go to where it looks good is basically what you need to do. But yeah, what I'm doing now is just adding in shadow to the corners of the mouth. And then after you do that, you can grab a blending stump. This one's kind of beat up, but you just blend that in, and then don't want to like smear it everywhere, so just be careful with that. If you do, just blow it away if there's any like extra lead pieces all over the place, charcoal pieces. But just go in there and dab it down with the kneaded eraser, and even with the little small eraser, and just get that right there. And then right here in this area, it's like the more highlighted parts of the lip, it comes right here and spreads out and comes right here. So right here is shaded, right here is shaded, and then just in the very corners of the mouth it's shaded. The rest of it is more light. So you want to leave these parts light right here on the sides. That will help a lot with making it look realistic. But just go in and just make it all smooth. It really helps make a drawing smooth if you want to make it. I guess it depends on what your drawing style is. If you want to make it look as realistic as possible, I guess you don't have to, but anyway, I'm gonna speed it up now and just get the corners and just get the dark spots of the mouth. Okay, so now the next step is to erase the spots that need the highlight. So right here about is where it starts to, when you add in the highlight like this, it makes it pop out really good. So this is an important step. So I'm basically just adding in the highlight right now, and this just gives it more contrast, like I said before. And then just come over here and just barely tap on it just to get some of that lead away, some of that pencil marking right there. Just erase that, and then come over here and erase this. An important thing to remember is always go with the curvature of the lid. Always erase with the curvature of the lid. So it curves like that. So make sure to curve like that. And on this side, the opposite way, it curves this way. So make sure to curve out like that. That will help a lot. So that's an important step as well. And then up here, I'm gonna make this need erase a little bit. I'm gonna make this kneaded eraser a little bit smaller, like that about, and then just come over here and get the top part right here, because again, this is where the light is hitting, and so you want that to be a lighter area, if that makes sense. I hope this is helping, by the way. Comment down if this is helping and let me know. But anyway, so you should be able to start to see the shape of the mouth when you do this. But yeah, again, going with the curve of the lip really helps. It just really helps to make it pop out. And with lips, you might notice that there's little creases in the lips, little folds in the skin, and so just erasing like this helps to already get that started, as you can see like that. I'll show you more of what I mean a little bit later in this video, but again, just keep on erasing those areas that need erasing, and we're almost there. And that should about do it maybe, but I'll speed the video up now and then get to the next step. The next step is to get this area right here, just these two darker spots on the bottom lip. Usually on lips they have the little, if you can feel the bottom of your lip, it's just that you can feel that little edge on the bottom. That's pretty much what that is. So I'm just going to draw that in, get that more defined, and then we'll move on to our next step. Now that we've got that done, we can now move on to the creases in the lip, on the upper lip. So what you do is you just start by outlining the edge of the lip right here. So you come up like that and just make these lines right here darker. And there's quite a few of these actually right here. There's about 7 or 8 little bumps on the front of your lip. If you look closely, you don't usually see them on a daily basis, but if you look close in the mirror, you can see them. They're pretty tiny though. Tiny enough for you not to notice it every day. But you do want to draw them in if you're looking to draw a realistic mouth. But anyway, you actually draw them quite a ways up here, but they get tinier the more you go up. But yeah, just keep on drawing these in, and once you do get these, you blend it all in to make sure to get that, because it helps to blend these in. But you just keep on doing that, and then eventually you'll be done with the top lip pretty much. So I'll go ahead and speed this up and show you what it looks like. Now what you do once you've done that is you get your small eraser, your Tombow Mono Zero eraser if you have one, and you go in and you get the cracks on the lips that I just drew. You get the spots that are light, so you like right here, you just get where like the light's hitting. That just helps to make it look more realistic. But yeah, just keep on adding light in areas that need lighting. And again, looking at reference photo really helped you, unless you're really creative and know what you're doing with lighting. But a reference photo helps you know where to put, where to make that light happen. It helps you know where to erase to make that illusion of the lighting, if that makes sense. But I'll speed up and show you what I mean. Once you get all the lighting in that you feel like you need, you just blend it in with a makeup brush, Q-tip, blending stump, whatever you have to blend it in, tissue. But anyway, blending the highlighted parts in along with the darker spots just helps it to I don't really know how it works, but it just helps to make it look more realistic. But after you do that, it helps to just go back in with the needed eraser and just make it more light up here. And so just do that, and then I'll show you what to do for the next step. The next step is to draw in the little cracks, whatever you want to call them, just little crevices in the lip, just what you did up here, except the cracks in the bottom lip are lighter since the light is shining more onto it, and so you get a lighter pencil. I'm using an HB pencil, so you just go in with that, and you can add a lot of detail at this point with the cracks and stuff, but for the sake of time I'm just going to do the basic lines on the lip just to get the point across. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up and then show you what it looks like. Then, like you did for the upper lip, you go in, and I'm going to use an electric eraser. They're really good to use. It really helps. But once you get all those little cracks and stuff, you go in and erase the highlight areas just like you did up here. And so another thing, I used a lighter pencil to get in these areas, and then a darker pencil to get in these areas, just to match the shading areas, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and speed it up and show you what I mean. Okay, so once you're done with that, with the bottom lip, you go to the teeth, and you may notice I left them white, just to show you how to do them. And since they're in the mouth, they're not getting a lot of light, so they're pretty dark. And so what you want to do is, so I'm using 8B Mars Lumigraph Black. Since it's an 8B, you press down very lightly. You don't press down hard at all. You just want to make that first layer soft and very light, not soft, light. But so yeah, just get that first layer down, and then once you have that first layer down, you go ahead and add in another layer on the edge, because usually teeth close up have a little white spot in the middle, so you just leave the middle part lighter than the edges of it. So just keep on doing this, and with these teeth on the edges, you can pretty much just go ahead and fill those in all the way, because they're pretty much not there. But they're still there. Just make them slightly lighter than the dark black that you have. So, like this. And then once you have all that shading down for the teeth, you can go ahead and use a blending tool to go ahead and blend that in, because always blending in whatever it is, blending it in always makes it look good. I guess it depends on what it is. I guess not everything, but a lot of things, if you blend it in, it makes it look better. And that applies with teeth. So I'm gonna go ahead and use, this may be a little big, I'm gonna try it first, but see how that works. Yeah, that's working fine. So I'll just go ahead and use this. And once you have that, once you got that blended in, go in with your small eraser. It doesn't matter really what you have, just make sure it's a small eraser, a small tip, and then just go in and dab it. And even get a kneaded eraser and just make a really fine tip to get that really small area that you need to erase right in these areas. And I'll go ahead and speed this up and then show you what it looks like. Once you're done with the teeth, that's what it should look like about. If you want, you can do some more stuff to the mouth. If you want, you can go quite a bit into detail on the mouth. So this is about as far as I'm going to go with the mouth. What I do like to do though is add a little bit more shadow down here, like this, and get some of the darker charcoal in the mouth and just bring that down here. And then after that, get a 6B Mars Lumograph black pencil and just lightly get that shadow in down here. And once you're done with that, you're pretty much just about done. So I'll speed this up and then show you the results. Okay, well, that about wraps it up. Thank you for watching, and I hope you were able to get something out of this. And a few things I did add in were this shading up here and just the shading down here, but that's up to you if you want to draw that in. Thank you for watching again, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down for any tips or suggestions that you have. And again, thank you for watching.